Right, everybody, welcome to Arm Crossfire with SB and Gobby. And tonight, our special guest is Mr. Paul Linn. Paul, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite, fellas.
We appreciate you coming on the show. It's an honor to have you here and talk a whole bunch of arm wrestling stuff with you.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right. So let's get the show going. And as we're waiting for people to come online here and chime in with some stuff, how about you give us a little bit of background on Paul Linn? How did you get involved with arm wrestling? That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the same lame old story, like, always arm wrestling. Like, as a kid, we all grew up with the sport, right? I mean, I heard somebody say once before that it's the sport that every human being on the planet has done, but no one recognizes as a sport. So, obviously, lunchroom table during elementary and junior high was a big thing. Way to settle disputes and things of that nature. And I was typically, like everybody is starting off, was pretty good at it, and you think at that point, you think it's just some raw strength or ability. And if somebody's strong enough to beat you, then they're actually just stronger than you and everything. So,
what about athletic background? Like, you obviously are involved with some other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, a little bit of everything, starting off. Obviously, football is my mainstay. But I played just about every sport when I was young. Wrestled, basketball, baseball, all that stuff. I tried to stay as busy and as I possibly could. So
yeah. Next question is, why are you guys are making me look tiny on this screen here? What's going on? Gobby's out angling everybody. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna put you guys can't see the comments, man. We got John Parsons already.
Fuck.
Gobby looks smart as fuck with them glasses. He says, I'm putting it on the screen.
I like the other phone.
Yeah.
There we go. Now
all right. Gobby, take it away, man. What do you got?
It looks like me and Paul might meet each other for the first time this Saturday in New York State. I don't think me and Paul have ever met. I'm about 4.5 hour drive. I think Paul's maybe even closer, and we're going to go try to support what's his name's tournament, James Reed.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I'm bad with names, man. So, but I met the guy. He's an awesome guy. Michelle too, awesome folks, and I told him I'd try to support it. So, I'm going to try to go there and try to make 160 and try to have some fun.
Yeah, James is a piece of work. I try to support everything I possibly can. The bad news about the state fair is this year is I can't make it because it's on football. Sundays are a long day. It's a Sunday. If it's a Saturday, I'm there for sure.
Well, the question is, if you're not going to be there, and I was simply going to get your autograph, what's the point of going now at all?
Well, see, that was my only motivation to go. I was going to skip my meetings on Sunday to get yours.
Yeah.
I can get you Gobby's autograph. That's no problem. I'm selling them on eBay.
Yeah.
What are the sales up to?
0.
Paul,
I think someone else. My best bet is that everyone buys them so that no one else ends up with them. So maybe we'll see Devon take a. Oh man, Devon will buy them all up just to make sure no one else ends up with a Gobby autograph. We got John Anthony Fernandez. Paul Linn is the best guy in the sport. That's a great compliment.
Yeah. John's my guy. He's one of our teammates down here. He's a new guy to the sport. Super awesome, crazy motivation, and he's just been at it hardcore for like the past 6 months.
Is Aaron Hickson also in your club?
No, Aaron Hickson is Team Brutal down in
Southern Boy. Yeah.
Okay, because he says meeting Paul isn't special. He's just a regular guy.
Yeah,
that's definitely. No, that's Aaron's one of he's a good dude too. That whole crew down there in Virginia with Team Brutal and Sit Downs and Steve Standaway. We go down there and support as much as we can.
Nice.
Right on, man. Right on. So, Gobby, you got some questions for our guest here tonight, right?
Yeah, just going to play a quick game with Paul. Paul's such a nice guy. Sometimes I think he puts too much, his answers are too polite. So I'm just going to throw 5 quick questions at Paul and see if he can answer them as quick as possible. See if we can get as authentic an answer as possible. You ready, Paul?
Are you testing out my cliche skills?
Yes, sir.
I've been working on my cliche skills all my life.
Sir, I will never quit Facebook until one day I see you snap on Facebook and just give it to somebody. Until that day happens, I will never quit social media.
So you're saying I have to? So everybody out there who wants you off of social media, that's all that has to happen?
You lose your shit against someone. Just lose your shit and start freaking out on someone, and I'll be like, I'm good to go. I've lived my life. That's the last list on my bucket list.
Oh, man.
Make that happen. That's going to happen. That's inevitable at some point.
No fucking way. Never. I can't even see it. Maybe you might try to do it, but at home you'll be having a fucking smile on your face. There's no way you can ever muster up the hatred or anger to do that.
Oh, you don't know me, man. You really don't.
Oh man,
you really don't. I maintain composure as much as I possibly can.
Yeah,
in public and on social media.
Yeah,
but I definitely have a different side when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I find you're like Travis. You're articulate. You know the sport very well. Except you're just a really nice guy, right? But so you're like the best of both worlds, you know.
So here's the deal, man, and here's really what it is. And I've said this before. I talk a lot to CJ and some of these other guys in the sport, and I'm not really a nice guy. Like in previous lives and through through football and everything, that was definitely not my persona at all. But getting finding the sport at 35, 38, it's an opportunity to try and be a little bit more positive with things. So I really try and keep that in the forefront of my brain, especially as I'm getting older. I'm calming down.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh.
So what are your 5 questions?
Okay.
The crowd is waiting, man.
You ready, Paul? It's going to be quick.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Favorite football team?
Eagles.
Favorite football player of all time?
Oh, Dick Butkus.
What's your middle name?
Frederick.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, I cannot answer that. There's so many.
Okay, pass. Last question. Can you beat RVJ in a super match? 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi.
Find out at some time.
That's lame,
just
man.
Say yes, man. Just say yes. That's how you get the match.
We'll find out. One day.
Jesus Christ.
Not this year.
It's like having the president of the United States on.
You're not gonna beat him this year because you didn't get the match, but you were in the consideration. There's that teaser that Wal put out there.
Yeah.
That had yourself and a couple other guys, whoever they were.
And kind of how they posed that was like, hey, we're gonna put this out there and see what everybody thinks on social media. But it absolutely will have no bearing on who gets the match. So
yeah, I'm glad you added that because I think if there was a poll on social media, you might have won it. And I would have liked to see that match too.
Right.
But it is what it is. I got a ton of guys in the comments section here. I'm just going to do some quick shout outs, you guys, if you don't mind. Dave Pothier, Nick Huck, Chuck Bardo, BLM is in the house. Robbie Ellis Espy, what's up? Great show. What's up, Gobby? JT Sear, what if he gets mad at you, Gobby? Kevin Kirk, thanks for doing live, gents. Composure is key. Jason Merlot, and a bunch of other stuff. Some stuff about the Eagles suck. Yeah. Anyway, what else you got, Gobby?
I wanted to ask Paul what he thought was the, in his opinion, what's the deepest and most talented state in arm wrestling state in the USA, in his opinion?
I mean, I'm going to say Pennsylvania.
Oh man,
that's a given. That's a given. But I mean, like if we really had to look at it across the board, I mean, California has been like a perennial powerhouse, and some of those southern states, like Mississippi, right now is great. Obviously, Georgia and Ron Bassel. I haven't gone down south enough to really say. Those guys are putting amazing tournaments on, though.
Yeah, I studied. Just looking at Mississippi a couple of years ago, there was a Mississippi team photo of the team that practiced together, and I had a theory that there was not one puller under 240 in the state of Mississippi. Those are some big fucking guys. Like that is I won't say fat. That is a very big state. There are a lot of big pullers. Like I would never want the state of Mississippi mad at me because if every state had their own football team that was a non-pro football team, Mississippi would have one badass team. Seems like they're averaging 6'4", 320. It's a big team, big guys.
Right. I'd love to go down there and practice. I think that'd be great. And sometimes, we got a lot of heavyweights up here, but like Dave Chafee's obviously on another planet, but when it comes to like the pros in Pennsylvania, the super heavies, I think that's kind of where we're a little thin.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing a similar picture down there, like BJ Fukakis' team. Those
Jesus.
guys are enormous, all of them.
Yeah. Some of them make him look small, and he's 6'5", 280 or
Right.
something.
Wayne Withers, monster.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so
That's
it's really hard for me to weigh in on that. Like until I've traveled, I ain't been around enough to really say yay or nay. I know that like as far as middleweights, lightweights, and light heavies, we got a ton of guys. Like I'm not at a shortage for guys to practice with. So that's definitely been a benefit. And when you start looking into like some of the guys that aren't quite as active as they used to be, like Anthony Snook, and he's just around the corner from me. This guy's a beast.
When I got into the sport in 05, Snook, between 2006, 2009, Snook, even going up to 198, that dude was so fucking amazing. Pure top roller. And I mean a clean, not one of these rising in the setup, cheating top rollers. I mean, legit, tactical, mechanically sound top roller. I mean, he was awesome to watch. Even though I wasn't a top roller, just watching him do his thing and looking at and saying I couldn't do it. Like the way I pull, like I would just he eats up. He always ate up hookers. Like he was an awesome guy to watch and an awesome guy too. I miss Snook.
Yeah, I find him. I mean, I've practiced with him a ton. I pulled him. He's pseudo impossible to hook. Right?
Fuck.
Very very hard. He has such an open angle.
Yeah.
His wrist is completely dumped, and his forearm's so long. And he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't jockey too much on the setup. He just wants something. He just wants something fair. Yeah. And as long as he has something fair and he feels good enough in the strap, he fires off sideways.
Like you said, he's not posting. He's doing that low hand with a lot of side, and that is a nightmare for a hooker that needs his back fingers to contain him. And he is just a brutal.
Well, his setup too is something like you won't see. Like he has both feet way under the table.
Yeah.
He sits on his lock, which is way open.
That's right.
And he leans back on it in the setup, and then he's able to, from this position, be able to go like sideways 100 miles an hour.
And unlike many top rollers, he seemed to be as good, if not better, in straps. He was an amazing strap puller as well, which is not overly common for rollers.
Right.
Yeah.
Wrist is super strong too.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I mean, you got Sam Harris, 54, 76. He's if not one of the best in North America, top 2, top 3, arguably. So, yeah, you definitely got to. I think Todd Hutchins is Ohio right now, eh? Is it Ohio,
yes.
Todd? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely strong.
Yeah, you got the whole Erie crew. Now they're pretty far away from me. I'm closer to New York, New Jersey, and Delaware and Maryland than I am from Erie. Yeah. But you got that whole crew out there as well.
I do notice you train with Dave Morocco a lot. It seems like he has a pretty good contingency down in his house is a pretty good training setup.
Yes, unbelievable. And Dave knows everybody. So Dave has an incredibly he has like a gym in his basement. He has a CrossFit gym in his garage. He's got like 4 or 5 tables, and he has a team that practices every single Thursday. And then like twice a year, he puts basically an open invite out to like every puller that he knows. So like you could go there on a Saturday practice and be there with Marcio, Craig Touye. He'll fly people in. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I thought he was going to get mad at me because he had a super match over the weekend, and let me tell you, it was one optically ugly match to watch, and there was, I think I counted 39 elbow fouls.
Oh, you came. Listen, I talked to Dave pretty much every single day, and your name came up in conversation.
Yeah, I bet it did. Was it stab or strangle? Was it I'm going to strangle?
No. And Dave gets animated too, so he wasn't that mad. He said, "I don't know about that Gobby though. I don't know what he was talking about there for a minute." But he's not mad. I've seen.
You're not as popular as you thought you were, Gobby.
Yeah. But his move is he doesn't have a king move, but he has that low drag counter hooking thing where he draws back and he's a big guy, so on that back of the pad, I mean, any guy with that move, any man that size, his elbow is borderline at the end of the pad always, right? And I could tell like when we can see him on his side, he was fouling, and when he was on the opposite side, even though I'm not there and I'm not the ref, I can just see that he's an inch off, 2 inches off, and I felt bad for. Was it Jeff Reichard? Is it Jeff?
Josh.
Yeah. I'm like, because that dude's diesel, right? But I mean, and Dave keeps floating his elbow. Like Josh would make a run for the pin, get within an inch, Dave would float his elbow. Like that to me, if you need to float it to pin or to prevent a pin, that's a foul. That's you have to call that. But they weren't calling anything.
Right. You know, Dave's fouled a lot in a lot of matches, and I can say I don't. It's strange, but I genuinely don't think he's doing it intentionally. You know what I mean? Like so, and I think the rules on that match it was AAA rules, but they had 3 fouls in place. So I think that definitely had an impact on the outcome of that match.
Oh, maybe. Okay. There you go.
Because when I tuned in, I actually was only able to tune in for like a minute, and I saw a second foul on Dave, and I was like, oh God, he's losing. You know what I mean? And apparently he won that match once my phone cut out. So
yeah, 3-1, I think. Yeah, good for him.
Keep going, Gobby. What else you got?
All right,
because
Paul.
I got a ton of stuff that I want to talk about, but I don't want to take away anything from our guest here yet.
I got one question for Paul when he settles in there.
Sorry, I had to go get it.
When he's done and you're drinking your Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah. What a low fucking calorie pink raspberry. Like, what a faggy drink.
Oh my God.
That sounds like something I would drink. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little vodka cranberry, Gobby.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Anyway, okay, Paul. So hypothetical here. I've done this with Ryan, and I'll do it with you. We're both in pads. The football set at the 20-yard line. You're at the 10. I'm at the 25.
Oh.
Can I score? I grab the ball. So you got 10 yards. I got 5. It's like a typical football drill. Can you?
We're in the middle of a football field.
Yes, sir. Can you run me down?
Absolutely.
Or do I? Does Chris fuck off? You don't fucking way.
Oh my God, Gobby! What do you keep doing this to yourself? I think it would just be obliteration.
Dude,
there's a lot of space.
I can go side.
Drill. He's putting it in the middle of the football field. He's got a lot of wiggle room there and a lot of space.
4-4-7.
He's gonna dominate you at football, and he's gonna beat me in a fight.
Dude, Paul, I got 4.47 speed in college. I can go sideline to sideline. You're gonna fucking eat my dust.
Where'd you? Hold on. Wait. You played ball in college?
Yeah.
Where?
Up in Canada. Quebec.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I played. I tried out for linebacker, didn't get it, and they put me as a halfback.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you had the stature for linebacker.
So I was at the time I was 225. I was 5'7".
You were 225?
Yeah. When I was in my early 20s, I was 225 for about a 2.5 year period. 225, 227, and I ran at that time it was just over 4.5. But when I was a little bit when I tried out, I ran a 4.47.
I'm gonna have to ask for picture evidence of this.
It's been.
I need to see it too. Yeah,
it's been out there.
You send me the photos, and I will post them as part of this video.
The fact that you played college ball, my respect level just went up another notch. So
yeah,
I didn't know that. I had no clue.
Yeah, low center of gravity. I was able to move.
Now, all right. So if you actually ran a 4.4 unofficial or whatever, official, whatever you want to say, if it's a 4.5, it's a 4.6, whatever. You're faster than I am. But now, if you put us in a phone booth and you got to score from there in Oklahoma,
what do you weigh? 220?
Right now, probably 215.
Yeah, you don't think because I'm a little bit lower center of gravity, I can get under the pads and push you back?
I'll get low, baby. I'll get low with you.
Fair enough. I'll concede to you. I'll concede. I just wanted to throw that hypothetical out there.
No, I like it. It's good stuff.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, you guys. We have a ton of stuff about. Let's talk about WAL. The first question we had in the feed was, one of them. It was for me, I guess, but I'll ask you guys, what do you think about them putting in left-handed matches in WAL? Do you think you'll get your shot next year? You guys go ahead, if you want, on that question first, and then I will chime in at the end of it, because I'm a little bit, I got mixed feelings about it, but go ahead.
Rock and roll. Go ahead.
You guys are both
go ahead.
I figured you guys would be all over it. I'm not a lefty, but I think I can compete well enough left arm that I would be in the mix. So when I look at that, I mean, obviously it cuts down the amount of time that can be spent on the right arm, but I think it's awesome, especially when you look at the middleweights and who's really out there. Like the WAL athletes that are currently out there, almost all of them have either a dominant left arm like Solaris, Talbot, even Quinlan Mendez, Nicholas Nonestad. All these guys, there is opportunities in that middleweight class for great left-handed matches. And then if you throw, Storm, you throw guys like Kenny Smith into the mix, I think it would be absolutely phenomenal. I'd probably be struggling to tread water, but I would love to do it.
Well, my opinion is that it's awesome, but I think that the only reason that we have it is because Devon needed to be they needed Devon on the card to bring viewers to WAL. Do I wish it was me that got the nod against Devon? Absolutely. I had talked about it the last few times we were even on this show, and I even brought up the fact that there's a monster in South America named Wagner Bortolato, and here we are, a few days removed. Who gets the match? We're talking about Devon Larratt versus Wagner. I think I'm excited about the match. I want the winner. Do I think I'll get it next season? No, I don't. I think that it's a one-off. I hope they stick with a left-handed series or at least have a feature match once in a while. But I feel like I got shortchanged a little bit. The last two official WAL tournaments that they had, it was me and Travis in the final in both of them. And, man, to me that match would have made sense either against Devon or against Wagner. But if they ever consider continuing on with the left, I hope I'm considered.
The rumor that I'm getting after talking to a couple people is that this is the gateway match to it.
Well, it's a great gateway match. Like I absolutely, like, we're going to do a prediction show coming up in the future, but I think Wagner is going to get that match.
Really?
I think he's going to win.
I don't know enough about him. I did like some loose Google research on the guy, and I've seen some matches, and I see he's super animated. So I figured that the animation, along with some huge wins, is kind of what got him the nod. But I guess he's better than I know.
He is a killer, and he has always been a class below at the World Arm Wrestling Federation. He was always 242, but he's killed in that class, and he's been a dominant left-handed arm wrestler for a very long time. And with the way he just shoulder rolls and just dives right in, I don't think a King's move is going to beat that. Not with them. I don't think so. I think that's right where you need to be to topple that King's move.
And then the real question is, can Devon really execute that with the left the same way as he can with the right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think so. I think at very least you'll see Wagner take the first two matches. At very least. And then it becomes the question. Gobby's shaking his head because he's not agreeing.
I want to know.
He's either not agreeing with me or he's disgusted at the disgusting left-handed match that's going to happen. But it's going to be the third match is the question. To me, is can Devon slow him down and bleed him enough that it becomes a match at that point? Gobby, let's hear what you got.
I hope it's a gateway. I don't buy it's a gateway. I think there was a conversation that took place where Devon said he really wanted to be on the final card, and they said, "Well, dude, your right's injured," and he said, "I'm not going to say throw me a gimme because
that's no gimme.
That's no gimme, absolutely." However, I hope it's a gateway to more left-handed matches. You have to believe that at one point they do open it up to left-handed matches because fans don't give a shit right arm, left arm. They just want to see personalities match up with good matchups. They just want to see good arm wrestling or dramatic arm wrestling. I just think this screams out their poster boy wanting a match or them really wanting their poster boy on the card. Regarding Bortolato, I mean, back in the day when Michael Todd was standing up in arm wrestling, he decided to go straight at this guy and had his left arm shattered. That was a brutal video as well. The problem with this guy is he's brutally strong in that one move, but he's one-dimensional. And I think you both underestimate the king of all kings moves. And also, if this was taking place at WAF with rigid rules, of course he's favored. But now Devon can bring in all the games and all of this and all of that and run to the back of the pad with a little bit of pronation. And yes, he might lose the first, but he'll play. He'll call foul. He'll do a lot of shit with the ref early on, and he'll eventually get over on his hand and he'll king it. And he'll come out with a 3-1 or at worst case scenario a 3-2 win. Because let me tell you, he cannot stand up with this guy and go arm to arm. Not many people can at all. Even if you pulled him, which I would have loved to see that match, Ryan. You're hand heavy, right? You're coming right over him, strong. I don't think you want to get caught underneath his press. I think this Devon can king him. A wall king. it opens the gates for a deeper type of king move, and I think Devon can get this. So I think we're going to see a king move, and I think we're going to see Devon winning 3-2 or even 3-1. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, I just hope it's opening the doors to more left-handed matches because